Yeah, hello everyone. Um, Good evening. So, can you all hear me clearly? Namaste, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. So, is my audio clear? Audio and video? Can we go to the session? So, can you please indicate in the chat whether my audio is clear? Yes? Okay, fine. So, can you all see the board as well clearly? Okay, good. So, let's begin the session. I'm sorry, like we had like 10-minute delay for the session. I got a new monitor and I was not able to connect them properly. So because I have to use multiple windows to see different things. Yeah. So good evening. Today the voice is low. Yeah, I'm not streaming on the other channel. Bit low. Okay, I'll stay. Is it better? The volume? Is it better now? So Rahul Yadav and SM Tech says the volume is bit low. How about others? Is it fine for others? Can you please indicate in the chat? Bit low. Okay. Okay, so can you please raise the volume a little bit? Okay, let me check. Give me a minute. Okay, so this is the best I can get now. Okay, better than before? Okay, fine. So let's get on with this class. So today I'm going to talk about initiative chess. And before we get into the topic, I would like to welcome you all to the live stream. And I'm going to live stream only exclusively on YouTube today, so I can focus more on your chat messages and I can try to reply to all your messages. Okay, fine. So if you uh, wish, you can join the Discord, my Discord channel, Discord server. Arnav, my ever reliant Arnav, is a moderator now and is publishing the link. So if interested, you can please join the Discord channel. Okay, so we can discuss about chess issues. Now, the point of me starting these live stream sessions is like I always had this desire to uh, reach out to more people, and YouTube is a platform that has been available always, but I have not been making use of it as well as others have. So currently, 1 minute, I will just crop the board properly. Just give me one moment, please. So I'll get the board ready, proper dimension, so you will not be distracted. Okay, I think we are ready with the board. Yeah, so one of the main reasons is like I understand there are many chess players out there who wish to be trained in a proper way, and through this channel, I'm trying to reach out to more players, more chess lovers out there who wish to learn in a proper way. Okay, so we will you can ask questions in the chat window, and that is why I'm streaming exclusively on one channel so I can focus more instead of getting distracted by two chat windows. Okay, yeah, Vanakkam Shankar ji. Okay, so um, Yeah, now this channel is not meant for entertainment. Okay, so this is, I want to be very clear from the beginning. So, I'm not a good entertainer, but I want to be a good coach, and I wanted to share whatever I have learned as a trainer with all of you. Okay, and one moment. Yeah, so um, now before we get into questions, so Ramesh Pal is asking, what is the expected rating for someone who can get best out of these videos? I think that is not really imperative because I have experience of teaching. I have experience of teaching to different levels of players, and for example, in my class. We would have players about 1400 players, and also we have players like Pragnananda 2600 players in the same group, and I used to teach for all the players in the same group, and mostly everyone is able to get something positive from these lessons. So I wouldn't want to say this lesson is for one particular group of players, but I hope everyone will be able to take some positive from these sessions. Okay, so let's go to the session, and today's topic is about initiative. Now, in the last couple of sessions, I had spoken about the importance of time, right? Value of time. And if anyone of you have not seen that video, I would strongly recommend you to go back and have a look at that video. And it's very important because many of the players are those who are new to chess, who want to improve, they don't understand this concept very well. Okay, so for the time being, I am not um, okay, yeah, common man. You can just get the information from Discord channel. Like whenever I'm going to live stream, I will post in the YouTube as well as in the Discord channel that I'll be streaming today and the timings. Okay, so you can just get the timings, come to YouTube and watch the sessions. That's the point. Okay, so I would request every one of you not to ask any important questions when I am teaching, because I'm planning to teach like couple of hours today. So we will have sufficient time to take your questions towards the end of the session. Maybe in the last half an hour or so, I can take your questions. So that way I can focus more on what I wanted to share with you. And to all the audience, what I would say is like I am not going to teach only one or two things. Okay, my plan is to teach everything that is relevant to become a good chess player. Everything about openings, middle game, end game, chess psychology, handling tournament issues, how to prepare openings, how to improve calculation, how to improve concentration. And I will also be bringing in some psychologists, sports psychologists, and we'll be interviewing some sports psychologists as well in the coming sessions. Okay, so it will be like for exclusively for all levels of players. Hello, Hemant Sharma, I'm good. So this will be for all levels of players, also very useful for coaches, parents, and players. So you just need um, yeah, scheduling my live stream will increase viewership. That's fine, but I'm not looking for that. You have to like I hope like we will all be interacting on a very regular basis. So what I have planned is like I'm planning to stream around 4 days in a week, 3 to 4 days. So 3 is minimum. I'll try to push to 4 or 5 days in a week. Okay, so you will be able to interact with me directly, and if that is not possible, don't worry, we can always watch the sessions, because I think that will also be pretty useful. So what I'm trying to do here is to give you a comprehensive uh, session where you will be learning everything important about chess and chess improvement. And this is not going to be entertainment based, this is going to be very professional, and I will just pour my heart out. Okay. So as a coach, whatever I have learned, as a player, whatever I have learned in all these years, I will try to share everything with those of you who are interested. So uh, I would appreciate it if you pay a lot of attention. And like I said, we can have the questions towards the last half an hour or so. Okay. So I will take as many questions as possible and I will explain to the best of my ability. So, in the meantime, what I would say, we will go to the topic. And as I said, I will cover everything about chess in the coming days. Okay. So, this is not going to be like 1 or 2 days association. I hope it will be for a very long time, a journey together with me and you as a student. So I would request every one of you to consider me as your personal trainer, as your personal coach. Okay. So just forget everyone, forget all the chat. Okay. So you just take me as your personal coach, and I'm here to share everything that I have to give. Okay. So I will try to do that to the best of my ability. Okay. So, uh, but I would request you to give me some space because uh, I want to decide what is useful for your level. Okay. I should have that freedom. Okay. So I will choose what topics we'll be teaching on a particular day, and I will select the examples beforehand so I can explain them better. And every session towards the end, I will take questions. You can always ask any questions, and I will try to answer to the best of my ability. Okay, good. So let's go to the session. Now, the first today's topic, it's about initiative. Okay, so what is initiative means? Now, in chess, there are many things that is very similar. Okay, there are many terms which will look similar, and one such confusion is about attack and also initiative. Okay, attack and initiative. So I would request the audience not to spam the chat window. Okay, because I'm keeping the chat window in front of me, the chessboard towards my right. Okay, so I don't want to miss your messages, but at the same time, I also want to focus on what I want to share with you. Okay, so please don't ask any important questions now. It's my humble request to every one of you. So you don't have to chat too much. Okay, so because like when you're chatting, like you're looking at the keyboard and typing something and you're not really listening. Okay, so when I teach my students in the academy, I don't expect them to write things or do some other stuff when they are learning. I want them to look at me, focus. Okay, so we should have some eye to eye contact, and you should hear my voice. You should try to understand my emotions, right? It's very important. Okay, we should develop a personal connection. Okay, a coach and a student should have a personal connection, and you should feel I'm talking to you. Okay, so don't distract your mind by typing stuff, okay, which is not really necessary. Okay, so you have to take it like a personal class, and I expect full attention from every one of you. Okay, and we will have a lot of time to take questions and all that. Okay, so if you type unwanted messages in the chat window, like I will look and then I forget what I want to say. Okay, that's why. So let's go to the session now. Like I said, in chess, most of the time there are the concepts are like there will be different concepts which will look very similar. Okay, and one such thing is attack and initiative. Now, does anyone know what initiative means? Now, we all know what attack is, right? So, generally, by attack, we think attacking opponent's king, isn't it? So, we think opponent's king is weak and we get more pieces near the opponent king, and then we get an attack against the king. This is very easily understandable for many. But attack does not only mean attacking the king. Okay, if opponent has a weak pawn, you can attack the weak pawn as well. So attack does not necessarily mean attack on the king. So you have to differentiate this small difference, attack and attacking the king. So you can attack a weak pawn. If there is a weak square in opponent position, you can try to reach that weak square with your piece. In that case, you are trying to exploit the weakness. in the king, right? So it could be an attack on the king, attack on weak pawn, attack on light squares, attack on dark squares, attack on weak pawns. Everything is possible. Okay. Now initiative. What does initiative means? Initiative means one side gives a threat and the other side reacts by defense. Okay. So initiative means one side we give threats and the other side is responding with defensive move. Okay. So I'll just make one move. So chess.com will not get won't mind me talking so much. So now initiative, please understand, one side gives a threat and the other side defense, responds with a defense. Now generally I have said that you should remove this habit of automatically playing defensive moves. Okay, this is very important. Okay, defense generally is not a good way when your opponent is giving a threat. So what is the best way to react? The best way to react is by counter attack. Okay, so you should always try to counter attack your opponent when he is giving a threat against you. Got it? So whenever you respond with a defense, then you are going, the whole game will go in a negative trajectory. You will start getting into defensive position. It is like when opponent is attacking, you defend like this. It gives a psychological advantage to the opponent. He will feel like, okay, this guy is scared of my attack, so I can keep attacking more. And many times what will happen, his attack will not be a good attack. It will be a weak attack, and still he will do it very confidently because you have indicated that you are afraid of his attack when you play defensive moves. So this thing you have to drill into your head. I have already mentioned that if you play defensive moves in chess, it is wasting time. Okay, and you are giving a psychological advantage to your opponent, and your whole position will become defensive in the remaining part of the game. So that is why even one defensive move you play, you have to feel very bad. Okay, you should hesitate a lot even before you play one defensive move. Try to postpone it. Okay, so initiative means one side gives a threat and the other side responds with defense. If the other side responds with defense, then the attacking side gets the initiative. The side who gave the threat gets the initiative. Now this looks very similar to attack, isn't it? Now let me explain the difference between initiative and attack. Okay, now what does attack mean? So now you see I have my hand. Okay, now I try to punch this wall. Okay, boom, I try to hit the wall. Now am I attacking the wall? Can you say I am attacking the wall? No, isn't it? Because whenever I hit the wall, my hand is weaker, right? My hand is weaker than the wall. I'll just move the mic around. Okay, so my hand is weaker than the wall, so my hand only will get hurt. So the point is, for an attack to be successful, the attacking side should be stronger than the defending side. Okay, that is one. The second, there has to be some weakness to attack. You cannot attack something that is stronger than you. The attack won't work. It will backfire, right? So whenever you want to attack, there has to be a weakness in opponent's position. So presence of weakness is necessary for attack. Got it? So this is the first requirement, I would say. Presence of weakness. If there is no weakness in opponent position, then our attack will not work. Okay. Second is superiority in attacking units. So if your opponent has two pieces defending whatever you are attacking, your attack should be more than 2. Okay. If possible, 2 plus 3 will be ideal. So it's like 3 or 4 or 5 attacks you give, then the attack is likely to be successful. And the other important difference between initiative and attack is long term. Okay, let us say if opponent has a weak pawn, okay, then it means the weak pawn will not disappear anytime soon. The weak pawn will remain a weakness for quite some time. Okay, so attack is generally long term, but initiative is usually very short term. So initiative will last only few moves. just 4 moves, 2 moves, 3 moves, 4 moves. If it lasts longer than 4 moves, then already opponent's position will be in big problem. Okay, so initiative is short term, last only 2 or 3 or 4 moves. Attack is long term, it will be there for maybe 10-15 moves also. Okay, so from this you can understand that when you have initiative, you have to act very fast. Understood? So past kid, okay, I will try. I'll make you a moderator. Okay, so anyone else wants to be a moderator? If someone wants to attend regularly, I don't mind making you a moderator, but you should take care that position is not abused. Okay, so Arnav, he's my student. I know him extremely well. So past kid, I really don't know, but I made you a moderator. Okay, so Pranav. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So let's go to the session. Okay. Guys, too many. Too many. Wait. Don't spam, please. Please don't spam. Okay? Please. Please don't spam. Okay? Please hold on. I'm not able to choose. Okay, I will just make randomly 3 more people, okay? But please don't spam. Okay? Please. Okay. Please stop the chat messages. Okay. For today, this is fine. Okay. You don't have to be a moderator to learn, right? You can just listen and learn. So I'll make more moderators in the coming sessions. Okay. Fine. So let's go to this position, please. Please don't spam with the chat messages. Okay. So let's go to the session. Like I said, initiative is short term, whereas attack is long term. This is very important. Okay. Oh my God. This is never going to stop, I think. Guys, should I just close the chat window or what? Okay, I will simply ignore the chat. We'll just focus on the lesson. Okay, so fine. So now I'm going to show an example where I played a game with white pieces, and through that example, I want to teach you what is initiative and what is attack. Okay, fine. So this is, sorry, I didn't play c3. I played knight of 3. He played d6. Now my opponent is Benish Bhatia, and he is if I'm not mistaken, he's a doctor currently in UK. He was my age. We played it at Calcutta Open in 1994, 26 years ago. And yeah, so okay, pass kid. Please don't remove chat messages, giving timeout without reason. We have to respect the audience. Okay. Pass kid, we want a friendly session. Okay. We don't want to antagonize people. Everyone should be happy. Okay. So let's be nice to each other. Thank you, pass kid. Fine. So okay. So he played knight of 3 d6, and generally I go for open Sicilian with d4, and like 99% of my games I always played d4 in this position, because back then moves like bb5, which is quite popular now, were not popular back then. Okay, so in yeah, thank you, basket. So we have to be very responsible. Okay, with power comes responsibility. We should not show we have the power. Okay, we have to use it to help everyone. Thanks. So let's see. Now in this game, I chose the move c3, and it's not a main line. Okay, it's kind of a side line, and generally I prefer to play main lines. But in this game, I felt I was not well prepared for some reason. I don't remember. It happened in 1994, and I thought I will take him out of theory. And sometimes what strong players do, or not just strong players, players who are confident about themselves. What they try to do, they try to take opponent to new positions and test them there in the real strength. Okay, this is very important. Now, why? Let me explain this psychology. Okay, so now if we take the opening, if you are taking the opening part, what happens is, like, let's say I'm a grandmaster, okay, and let's say there is an audience with 1800 rating. Now I have, let us say, 3 page of opening material, okay, and in the 3 page opening material I am revising before the game, and I try to memorize and I try to remember, okay, and then I'm able to remember a lot of the openings, and then what happens, I come to the game, and now my opponent also, let's say he has 3 page of same notes, okay, now he sees the same material and comes to the game. Now when we just play out these moves from the material, now can I show my strength against this opponent? So I have 3 page material, I have seen that, I remember well. My opponent who is 1800 or 1600, he has also seen the same 3 page material and he remembers everything very well. He has a very good memory. Now, is it easy for me to take an advantage against this player or not? What do you think? What do you think? It's going to be tough, isn't it? If my opponent also remembers all the variations, okay, then it is very difficult for me to get an advantage. But if we play a position which my opponent does not know, I also don't know, then what do you think the chances for me to get an advantage? If we both are playing a new position, we both don't know well, here how does my chances increase to get an advantage? It's much higher now, isn't it? So you have to understand this. So whenever you play with a lower rated player, don't test his memory. Okay, any human being can have good memory. Understood? Higher rated or lower rated. But so when I am higher rated, when I am a better player than my opponent, what I should try to do, take him out of opening theory, his opening theory, very quick. Okay, so when I take him out of his opening theory very quickly, then he will not know how to play. Okay, then that increases chances for me to get an advantage against him. So that is why strong players play sidelines when they play against lower rated players, because they don't want to test opponents lower rated players memory, but they want to test the lower rated players chess strength. Understood? So that is one of the reason I chose to play sideline. Now he plays knight f6. Now in chess, what you have to learn is, any defensive move you play, you have to see it as loss of time. Understood? So any defensive move you play, it is loss of time. You have to see it that way. Okay, so now he is attacking the e4 pawn. What are the first moves that come to our mind? We want to respond to this threat directly, isn't it? So maybe we want to play d3. It's very easy to defend this pawn, right? We don't have to sweat too much. I can play bishop d3 and defend, or I can play queen c2, I can play queen e2. So all these defensive moves will come to our mind, isn't it? But all of these moves, they are responding directly to a threat by defense, right? And what did I say when I was explaining initiative? Whenever opponent attacks and you respond with a defense, then generally your opponent gets initiative. Okay, so when does opponent get initiative? Whenever we play a defensive move. Okay, whenever you play a defensive move, then you are giving the initiative to your opponent. Okay, so now Pranav, like I have signed a contract with chess.com, And whenever I stream, I have to use chess.com's board. Okay, so I cannot choose any other board from other commercial ventures. Okay, so this is a contract I have signed with chess.com, so I have to do this. So I hope you will understand it. Okay, so I have to use chess.com board. Now, if you want the notations, I don't think the notations are very important. Okay, so when I take classes in my academy, they don't write the notation, the moves and all. It's not necessary. So what is more important is what you learn from these games. They are more relevant. And I can tell you the name. These games are available in Megabase. So you can I will just type the name in the description. Okay, so you will know whose game we are seeing. You can just go to ChessBase, search, and you will have all the notation. So you don't have to be distracted by that. Okay, so it is very important. As a good student will usually have very strong concentration. Okay, this is extremely important. And players who are not doing well in chess, one of the reasons is they don't focus well. Their mind is always thinking about petty things, small things. Okay, so when you keep thinking about petty things, you completely miss the big picture. Okay, the big picture is, if you want to be a good chess player, it's very important that you have to learn to concentrate well at what you are doing currently. Okay, this is very important. So if your mind is continuously getting distracted by small irrelevant things, then the important things will not stick in our mind. Okay, so strong players don't accidentally become strong players. And please don't think strong players, they are so lucky that they are born with great concentration, they are born with good memory, they are born with lot of luck, like God has blessed them with success. No, it is not like that. For them also, every single thing, concentrating well in chess is not easy for them. They have to really work hard on improving their concentration. Okay, it is very important. Okay, so everything is possible to improve. You can improve your concentration, you can improve your calculation skills, you can improve your motivation, you can improve your hardworking capabilities, you can improve your learning abilities. But all these things have to be improved if you wish to have some good chess results. Okay, it's very important. So you have to continuously work hard at not only improving your chess just by seeing moves. Okay, chess is not just e4 d4 c4 opening, middle game, end game. No, chess is bit more than that. Okay, in chess you also have to learn the other qualities which will help you play better chess. Okay, like your concentration abilities, the ability to remain calm. This is also very important, because many times in chess what will happen, you will reach some unexpected positions you are not comfortable, positions you don't like. All this will happen, and you will play with opponents whom you are afraid to meet, right? So all this is possible, and it is very easy to lose our calm mind. Okay, then it becomes a problem. Okay, so hello Nandakumarana, Vagasya, Hira Kakoti, Amit Bikram Roy. So I don't want to name everyone, others will feel missed out. Okay, so welcome everyone, those who have joined recently. So now you see he is attacking a pawn, and it is very easy to play a defensive move. Okay, so now he played knight f6, and I felt, okay, I know this theory, some theory I had already prepared. Now, like I said, it's very easy to play moves like d3, bishop d3, queen c2. All these moves are defensive moves. Okay, and generally, like I said, the first defensive move you play, the initiative usually passes to the opponent. Okay, so generally avoid or try to postpone defensive moves. Hello Shahid Hussain, Skull Gamer, Ranbir Malhotra, everyone. So I played bishop e2. Now I do agree bishop e2 is not a very active move. Okay, hello Gunay, Erzos, welcome. So I played bishop e2. Now he cannot take this pawn obviously, because queen f4 check, and sorry, because of this double attack, he will lose the piece. So you see what I am doing. When there is some attack, something under attack, I am not going on the defensive immediately. I am trying to counter attack. Hello Badri, welcome. Hello Siddhant, welcome. So I am avoiding playing a defensive move. Now this is extremely important. Now if I play d3, what is wrong with a move like d3? You cannot say it gives advantage to black, isn't it? So it is, you are helping the bishop to come out, you are helping the knight to come out. So how can we really blame a move like d3? Okay, now the point is, why did I play c3? The idea is to push d4, isn't it? Now if I want to play d3 here, then it is very easy to not play c3 at all and just play d3 at one shot, right? And why do we need c3 after d3? It doesn't make sense to have c3 and d3, right? Except in some openings like Ukapiano. So I played bishop e2. For one move, I am not playing a defensive move. For one move, right? If he takes, I'm keeping a small trap. Now this is how you should learn to handle threats. Understand? So whenever there is a threat, don't react immediately with a defensive move. Try to postpone playing a defensive move. At least even by one move, if you can postpone playing a defensive move, then it is quite successful. Understood? Even by one move. So let us say on fourth move, I can play a defensive move, but I avoid playing a defensive move on fourth move and I play the defensive move on the fifth move. Okay, for this, if I have to spend 1 or 2 minutes more, I should still do it. Okay, so you should never be lazy to analyze small variations to keep small traps in your games. Okay, this is very important. So for all the upcoming players out there, please don't feel lazy to analyze short variations. Okay, and when you want to analyze short variations, it is necessary to spend two things. One, you have to spend little more time, right? To play a move like d3, it doesn't require much time. But to play a move like bishop e2, you have to think. You have to make sure that you are not simply blundering a pawn, right? So you have to spend little more energy, concentration, and little more time whenever you are facing a threat to simply avoid playing a defensive move. Please understand this. Okay. So now he played knight c6. Now knight c6 is a decent developing move, right? But probably is not the best. Okay, maybe it is better to put the knight here with the same threat of knight e4. Okay, and you will see why. Okay, it doesn't look like a big difference, isn't it? Putting the knight on c6 or different d7, how does it make? Hello Auntie Karen, welcome. So in the game he played knight c6, which looks like a natural move, and now the threat of knight e4 is revived, right? He wants to take the pawn. Now again, tell me what should white do here? Okay, please understand my way of thinking. I generally try to discourage my students from playing defensive moves so readily, so easily, so willingly. Okay, so understand what I'm trying to teach and tell me a move which white can play here, which is not defensive. Yeah, Abhinav, you're right. So what do you think? Yeah, Badri, very good. E5 is just losing a pawn for no compensation. He's going to play knight e4 now. Yeah, some of you have got it right. So it is d4. Now, so try to understand what I'm doing here. Okay, I could have easily played a move like d3 or a move like queen c2 and saved the pawn, right? But what am I doing for the second time in the game? And this is like move 5. We are at move 5 and I am avoiding playing one defensive move. Okay, for this, to avoid playing one defensive move, I am taking risk, right? I am taking some risk. Now this is what you should learn. Okay, these are all qualities. It is not just moves. Okay, so if you want to become a better chess player, you have to acquire new qualities in your thinking. Okay, you cannot think the same old way and expect a better outcome, a different outcome. Okay, so you have to keep evolving how you think, how you look at things. This is very important for a good chess player. Okay, so the point is you have to always keep changing yourself, you have to keep evolving. We should not be very rigid in our opinions where we think, okay, this is what I think about this topic, this is my opinion, and I am very firm about this. I am not open to any other viewpoint on this issue. It should not be like that. Okay, so change is very necessary, absolutely necessary, I would say. Okay, we have to change how we think, how we concentrate, how we work, how we motivate ourselves. Okay, the kind of language we use to talk to ourselves. Okay, it has to be very positive, encouraging, supportive. Okay, many times I have seen some students when they have to play some tournament, so or when we are attending some class, some young children will say, sir, I am very weak in calculation, or they will say, my calculation is very weak. Okay, so they now when I hear that, it's like pains in the heart, because like the child, so young and so much enthusiasm, energy, ambitions, desires, and the child feels I'm so weak in my calculation. Okay, now this is very sad to see, because the child does not realize like it has just taken some baby steps in chess, and there is so much to be learned, and all these things are learnable. Okay, if I don't know to calculate, I can easily learn to calculate. If I don't know to attack, I can learn to attack. If I don't have patience, I can learn patience. If I don't have the hardworking ability, I can learn to work hard. Okay, everything in chess is learnable, but only thing that is necessary is your desire to learn, that passion. Okay, that fire in your belly. Okay, you have to feel like I am willing to learn. Is there someone to teach me the right way? That is all you need, that desire to learn things. And when do you actually learn things? Only when you start looking at things differently. Okay, if you look at things the same way you have been looking, then we are not changing, we are not learning. Okay, this is very important. So let us say I am not good in calculation. Okay, so what kind of language I should use to myself? Okay, when I feel, okay, chess masters, uh, I have already mentioned some time ago, I would request you not to spam. Okay, so I'm trying to share my views on something important. Okay, it may not be very important for you, but you should give me the space to explain it to those who are interested. I can see like you're spamming like too much. Please don't do that. Okay, chess masters, I hope you will stop copy pasting your. Okay, so I would discourage anyone who is not interested to learn to come to this channel. Okay, so I would request chess masters, please don't post messages like this. Okay, it's very distracting. Okay, so this channel is generally for serious learners. Okay, anyone who wants to improve in your chess and willing to put the effort, most welcome. Okay, but not for spammers. Okay, chess masters. Yeah, yeah. Hello, Elliot. So we have Elliot from France, one of my favorite students, and he had been living in Chennai for some time, for a few months at a stretch, and just before the complete lockdown, he went back to France, and we have been working online ever since. And he's also the main admin for my Discord channel, and he's going to play in a Spain tournament. Uh, okay, so good luck to Sunway Sidges, Elliot. Do well there. Give your best. Okay, fine. So And to the audience, I would request, like, I will take your questions. Okay, please don't worry. Okay, I will take your questions like in the last half an hour or so. I will take your questions. Okay, so till then, let's learn some other things. Okay, fine. So it is very important. So let us say if I feel my calculation is not good. Okay, so how I should tell? What kind of language I should use to myself? Now, this is very important. Okay, so most of us, what happens is, um, what happens is, like when we are alone, when we talk to ourselves, when we think about things, many times we use very negative language. Okay, and that is very bad. Okay, you have to use correct language even to yourself, not just to yourself, also to others, but you have to start with yourself. Okay, when you tell things to yourself, please use positive words, don't use negative words. Now let us say if I am not happy with my calculation skills, so I can tell myself I am so weak in my calculation, I'm always missing things, I'm always making mistakes, others are calculating so well. Okay, so I can use this kind of language. But how does it help me? Does it help me in any way to improve, to get better? I know I have a problem, I'm not calculating well, right? But using this kind of language, does it help me to improve? No, it discourages me, right? And it also gives me a feeling that my current inability is permanent, right? I don't even want to use the word weakness. Okay, so I want to say, like, currently I'm not doing something well, but it does not mean I cannot improve in that. Okay, so if you say I am weak in something, then it is like I am acknowledging it is something permanent. Okay, so once you accept that you are permanently weak in calculation, it is very difficult to improve in your calculation. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it is very important you use proper positive language even to yourself. Now let us say how I can acknowledge my problem, that I am not calculating well. So what should I do? So I can first I should acknowledge, yes, I have a problem. I am not calculating well, right? So I can tell myself, yeah, my calculation is not so good. Okay, don't say I'm weak in calculation. You can say my calculation is not so good. It means you are giving yourself hope that you can get better, you can improve. Understand? This is very important. Okay, so you have to be very constructive, like Gizmo Girl says, suggest constructive criticism, self awareness. Okay, so please don't use very harsh negative language even to yourself, especially to yourself, because if you're capable of doing it to yourself, most likely we'll be capable of doing it to others too. Okay, so let's try to use good language to ourselves. Now then what I should do? Okay, now I know I'm not calculating well. What I should do? First thing I should realize is it is not a permanent problem. Okay, when I was young, I was very thin. Okay, so I used to feel very shy and guilty. Why I am looking like a stick? Okay, luckily none of my photos are available in public forum when I was young. Okay, because I came to chess when I was like 12 years old, already quite late. So I used to feel very bad. Okay, but then what I did, and then I started try to eat more and then do some exercise. I enrolled in gym, and in the gym I was the thinnest looking guy. Okay, but I did not let it dishearten me, but I told myself that I will take this as a motivation to become tougher, to become strong. Okay, so I started eating more healthy food, sleep more, rest more, exercise more, push myself harder. Okay, then slowly my health improved. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make is it is very important that you don't accept your current drawbacks as permanent. Don't think like it is your character, it is your personality. No, you can change your personality, you can change your character, you can change your strengths. Okay, now this is very important. Okay, because if you accept whatever areas you are not currently good at, as permanent, then you can never become good at those things. Understand? So please tell yourself, okay, currently I am not good in this area, but with proper training, I will become good in that area eventually. And don't expect a magical solution to your problems in 1 or 2 days. So today I think I'm not good in calculation. So I take some puzzle book, solve some 20 puzzles, and tomorrow I expect myself to be excellent in calculation. It won't help. Okay, so it is very important you be patient. Okay, so you have to realize it is a process. Okay, so I cannot just go and pay the money in gym and next day I become like Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, it's not going to happen. Okay, it's going to take months, if not years. Okay, so it is very important you give yourself sufficient time to see improvement in whichever area you wish to improve. Okay, fine. So now let's go to the position. So from this you see, from the move bishop e2 and d4, I was postponing playing defensive moves. Now this is a quality you have to acquire. So if any of you feel like I have been defending automatically till now, okay, till now I have been playing defensive moves automatically whenever something is under attack, and now this guy is saying please don't play defensive moves like that. Okay, then what you should learn? So you should say, okay, from now, whenever something is under attack, I will not automatically defend it. I will remember this advice. I will try to postpone playing a defensive move. If possible, I will try to attack my opponent instead of defending. Understood? So you have to think differently. If you keep thinking in your old ways, okay, you listen to all my lecture and then when something is under attack, you simply go and play a defensive move. Then how does it help? We are not changing. Okay, so learning will happen only when you change your perception, how you look at things. Okay, this is very important. Okay, fine. So I played d4. Now the point is, if it takes knight into e4, what is happening? Okay, I'm hoping most of you have seen the repetition already. So what's the point? Did I just blunder a pawn, or I have my reason to play d4? And guys, there are no one good, like Shubhangi is asking which book I have to study to become a GM. Okay, there is no magic book. This is not Harry Potter movie. Which magic wand I have to use to kill Voldemort? No, there is no magic wand. So knight e4 is a blunder because I just play d5. Wherever the knight moves doesn't matter. I give a check, and we have already seen this. Okay, so it's not possible. So now he cannot play knight e4, but can he play cd4, cd4, knight e4? Is there any difference? Taking cd4, cd4, knight e4 and direct cd4, knight e4, is there any difference? Yeah, there is no magic book. Okay. No magic book, no magic coach, no magic tournament, no magic opening. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Okay. You don't have any magic wand. Okay. So guys, like I have become, what do they say? Affiliate in YouTube just recently. So thanks for all the support, and I have opened a subscription. So I'm very new to all this stuff. So I opened subscription option. So if anyone is interested, you can subscribe, right? I don't know if that is the correct term. Okay. Fine. So the thing is, now if he plays knight e4, is there a difference? I didn't see any analysis. So to d5, is anything happening? Is there a difference? Is there any extra possibility for opponent? Yeah, Srinidhi, Priyanshu, there is a difference that when I play d5, again if he moves the knight, it's the same story. Okay, he will lose the piece. But for d5, he has an extra option. Yeah, hello Ramapriya, welcome. So Ramapriya is my US student and is joining us. Thank you. Hello Hisoka. Okay, so now the thing is he cannot move, but he has queen a5 check. Okay, so now before we go into the position, so some of you are asking like some questions which is very common. Okay, so let me address that question. Okay, so in my sessions I will give lot of practical advice. Okay, so I hope you won't mind. Okay, so if these things are anyway recorded and this session, so if you forget something, you can always go back, view the video again. And what I would suggest is if you can have a notebook and pen, or you can open a Word document or Excel document, something like that. And if you feel some point is relevant to you, okay, it's like if you're getting some new way of looking at things. Okay, if you feel some message is different, it is important for me, I should not forget, then maybe you can just write down those points. Okay, or just type some points, or I can also request if anyone wants to volunteer. If you feel any point is relevant, you can just type those points and maybe share it with the audience in the comment section, or you can send it to me by Discord or YouTube or message comment section. Okay, so you can all maybe summarize in every session what you are learning. Okay, this is very important. I remember when I was young, when I was a player, I used to I went to attend a coaching camp. I was in the Indian team for the Olympiad, so there was a coaching camp, and first time they organized um, a coaching camp with Grandmaster Evgeny Vladimirov, and he was very well respected, and he was also second for Gary Kasparov in his World Championship match against Karpov in 1985-86. So very respected coach, and when he was teaching us what happened, I was just relaxed and sitting and learning. Okay, talk, talk as much as you want. Okay, and I was just listening and absorbing information. And I thought, okay, I have fantastic memory, I won't forget these things. Okay, what he thought were very important, and I thought, okay, I can just remember all this stuff. But what happened, the camp was over, and then I came home, and then after few months I was thinking, he said something, but I don't remember. Most of the things I had forgotten. Okay, so the essence of the information, it goes inside us. Okay, if some message touches our heart, we will generally remember, but we won't remember who said it. We will internalize. Okay, so we will know, it will be in our heart. We will think, I know these things, but we won't realize, okay, I got this information from this guy. We won't be able to connect both. So then I felt, if I'd only had the patience, the smartness to take some notes, then that whatever I had learnt, like back in 1998 or something, I can still use them, right? But I made that mistake, I did not take notes. So what I would suggest, you can take notes, whichever points you feel, or at least note the time. I think there'll be some time, right? Yeah, you see that time thing, right? You can just at least mention the time. Okay, 59.30. So you can always go back to the video, go to that 59.30 and listen to that message, right? This is always something you have to do. But the point is, see, you should not be a passive learner. Okay, you cannot just sit back and say, okay, you teach me, I will just keep my ears open, and through my ears I will become GM or world champion. Okay, this is not going to make you a great player. Okay, it is what is between these two guys. Right? And also this, your heart. Okay, how passionate you are, how much you are willing to put effort. Okay, so this and this, you have to use them. Okay, not just listening will make you better player. Understand? So I would say, at least if you're lazy to write the points, note the timeline. Okay, and then when you go back, you can always revisit that, and patiently you can write down or type these things. And if anyone can volunteer and post it some important things which we have learned in the comment section, that will be very helpful. Okay, fine. So he played queen a5, and he did not know that I had already prepared this. Okay, and he was just falling into my preparation. Okay, it is not like I simply blundered a pawn. Okay, so I played knight c3, but this is a very rare line back then. Okay, even now, and obviously he did not know it. Now he took knight c3, pawn into c3. Now he cannot take queen into c3, isn't it? Because if he takes queen c3, then I can simply play bd2. Now the queen attack, wherever the queen moves, next move I will take on c6. Okay, so he did not take. So what can black do here if he cannot take on c3? What can black do if you don't want to take on c3? Just with grit, I have a doubt. 2021 I'll play a tournament, so shall I start playing from state, country, or directly abroad? No, if you don't have a rating, then it's better to play tournaments locally. Play some local tournaments, gain some experience, and you will also understand your strengths and weaknesses, so you can make some changes accordingly. Okay. Okay, so the better move is like, generally when something is under attack, okay, first thing you should try is not to play a defensive move. Okay, try to do this as often as you can, not to play defensive. Second, if you have to defend, then go forward and defend instead of going backward and defend. These are all small things, but if you can make these the part of way of your thinking process, then you will gain more. Okay, so he played knight e5. Now what is the point? Yeah, Amit Bikram Roy, you are right. So what is the point of knight e5 now? What is the point of knight e5? If I take knight e5, what happens? So sorry, I'll just take 1 minute or maybe 30 seconds of your time. Okay, so we have recently launched pro chess training along with Grandmaster Magesh Chandran from US, Grandmaster Surya Shekhar Ganguly from Kolkata. So we are all we have started a online training platform. It's called Pro Chess Training. You can visit it at www.prochesstraining.com. We'll put it in the description later. And okay, so what you can do is, like, if you are interested, you can enroll in that, because we have currently 20 grandmasters who will be teaching in our platform. Okay, and you can learn from so many great players and coaches, and they will be teaching according to your current level. Yeah, Solanki, it is lagging only for you. Yes, so others are not complaining about lagging. Okay, so the point is, I took knight e5. Now he takes queen c3. Now, how many of you will be scared if you are white at this point? Honestly, you should not lie to your coach. Okay, so tell me, how many of you will be slightly or largely scared at this point? Oh my god, I'm 2 pawns down only. Amit, you can pay by PayPal, or you can use bank transfer to make the payment to prochesstraining.com. Okay, so little scared, right? Some of you. Okay, so I played bd2. Now he cannot take, so he has to take. So now I'm 2 pawns down. Oh, happy birthday, Anand sir says I won't be scared of anything except my chemistry. I was quite good at chemistry when I was young, chemistry and biology. Fine. So now the third pawn is under attack. What to do? What to do? So Ramapriya, today morning we saw this game, right? So we had a online session, and Ramapriya was also there, and I showed this game in the morning, and I like this game. It's like brought back old memories, 1994, 26 years ago. So it's so nice to go back, and I thought I will use this example to teach this concept of initiative. Okay, and another thing some of you might be feeling like, is it necessary to see a good game more than once? Now, as a player, what I have done is I used to see some good games. Okay, and what I used to do, I will think like, okay, I've seen a good game and I've learned everything good from this game. But then after a few months or maybe after 1 or 2 years, I see the same game again. Most of the important things I've already forgotten. But even when I see the second time, I still feel, wow, there are so many good things about this game that I can learn, right? So when you see the good material, good games again and again over a period of time, you will still learn new things from the same old game. Okay, so it makes sense. Even good books, good games, you don't have to just read it once and leave it. Okay, the point is, when I am, let us say I am this height, okay, so my height is this much. So when I look at things, everything I will look from this height, right? Now after a few years I grow this height. Now when I look at things, they will look differently than when I was this height, isn't it? Right, when I was this height, I will things will look differently, but when I am this height, they will look completely different. So you don't remain in the same level every month, every year, right? So as the time passes, our maturity level at least increase, if not our chest strength. Right? So as we grow in our strength also, what happens? We understand more from the same game. Okay, which you had already seen when you were a lesser stronger player. Okay, as you grow in strength, when you see the same old material, you will learn more. Okay, so that is also why it is important you keep revising the openings also more times, because the more times you see, each new time you will learn something new. Got it? Fine. So now, okay, I cannot play queen b3 because the rook is hanging. I cannot move my bishop because it is pinned, right? So what should I do? You should not panic. Okay, so whenever you are in an uncomfortable situation, you should simply castle. Yeah. So yesterday I posted a video, and Arnav is suggesting I could have done it like a premiere. I wanted to do premiere new videos only when I'm also able to attend it live and attend the chat sessions to answer you. So yesterday I felt I could not do that, so I did not want to do that. And it was already an old session which I had taken with Anish Giri. So I did not premiere it, but I will probably do more premiere in the future. Okay. So I'm also recording some videos for absolute beginners, like who want to learn chess and all that stuff. So I'm also doing some recording videos. Those will not be live stream, and I'll be using some editing software with my cousin, and we are trying to put some funny stuff so young children can enjoy and learn chess. Okay, so I play castle. Now the third pawn is under attack. What to do if he takes? Now this is becoming serious, right? Now 3 pawns down. Right? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 3 pawns down. Now tell me, why did uh, we sacrifice so many pawns? Yeah, Gizmo Girl says, when in doubt, simply castle. Yeah, good advice. SM Tech, I just showed that it cannot be defended. There was no good way to defend the pawn. So I could not defend. So better give it in the most productive way. Right? So tell me, why did white sacrifice so many pawns? Did he simply blunder them? Hmm? No, he didn't blunder. So what did he saw in return for the 3 pawns, which is worth giving 3 pawns? Okay, so some of you say development, right? Too many open lines to get initiative, open files, open diagonals, development advantage, safe king. White's king has castled, white's king is more safe. Black king in the center, okay, and is not going to be easy to develop this bishop and castle. Okay, now what does black want here? What does black want? Because white is Ramesh. No. That will be too much. Yeah, white has lot of activity. Pieces are active or potential to become very active. Safe king. More importantly, lead in development. Okay, so what is the main problem for black and what does black want? There is only one thing that black wants in this position. What is that? He needs time, right? Okay, Ramapriya, goodbye. So you have online school. Thanks for attending. And the video is anyway recorded. You can watch it later. Okay, after you finish your school. Okay, so what black wants is time. He wants to develop the bishop castle. So how much time he wants? So let's say g6, bg7 castle, or e6, bishop e7 castle, right? So what black wants is 3 moves or time to play those 3 moves. Understood? So what I should do, I should not give him that 3 move time. Understood? So I should keep him busy by giving some threats. Okay, and he should be focusing on defending against those threats instead of developing. Okay, so what moves you can suggest for white here? What can white do here? And you see how many pieces I have developed? 1, 2, 3, 4. He has developed only one piece. 4 versus 1. Right? Okay. So tell me some interesting ideas for white here. So the most important thing in this kind of situations is you should not panic. Okay, this is extremely important. Okay, don't panic. You should believe in yourself that what you are doing is at least interesting, if not correct. Understand? So you have to trust your position. So most of you I can see are suggesting bishop f3. Okay, bishop f3 is fine. What else? Can you suggest any other move than bishop f3? Any other move than bishop f3? Any other move than bishop f3? So now let's go into another important topic. Okay, so I would request everyone to stop typing. Okay, stop. Iron Man, right? Stop typing. So let's listen. Okay, thank you very much. So let's listen. Work for this, not for the hands. Guys, stop typing. Let's listen. I want to give some advice. Okay, how to think. I will teach you. Okay, so there is something called scanning technique. Okay, there is something called scanning technique, and that's what I want to teach here. Okay, so what is scanning technique? So in every position, normally what happens, our human mind, how it works is we see a position and we will immediately see one move. One move will come to our mind in any position. This is how our human mind works. Okay, so we will look at a position and we will like one move. And then what we start doing, we start thinking more and more about that move. And when you start thinking more and more about that move, you will start believing it. Okay, you'll start believing that your move is correct. Okay, and then what happens? You analyze, and then after some time, you will convince yourself that the move you have seen is the best move. You understand? Basically, what we are doing, instead of analyzing the position, we are brainwashing ourselves to believe what we have seen is the best move. This is analysis? Definitely not. Okay, so what we should learn is, now there is a saying by uh, Lasker. Okay, Lasker, what did he say? He said, when you see a good move, look for a better one. Now this I have explained to almost all of my students, but it is like old wine, never the taste gets better. Okay, so it's very important, like you have to understand this. When you see a good move, look for a better one. Now Lasker did not say, when you see a move, look for a better one. That would have made more sense, isn't it? So whenever you see a move, look for a better one. It makes a lot of sense. But what does he say? He says, when you see a good move, look for a better one. Now immediately what question should come to us? If I have seen a good move, why not simply play it? Right? Why should I waste time looking for a better move? Okay, so this is very important. You understand this in a proper perspective. Okay, because we think the move we have seen is good, not necessarily it is good. Okay, it is just our opinion, our impression that our move is good. So there could be other moves which are better than the move I have seen. So you have to give yourself that option. Okay, so when you see a good move, look for a better one, means you think you have seen a good move, but possibly there is a better move. So keep looking. Don't restrict yourself to just the move you have seen. Okay, so there should also be a hunger to find the best move in the position. That is also an implied message. Okay, so if you are happy with playing an average looking, not so bad move, then any move, most decent moves are fine, but it won't make you a stronger player. If you want to be a stronger player, you should cultivate this quality, that is, I have to find the best moves in the position. Okay, this is very important. Okay, so whenever you see a move and your mind says, okay, go more deep into that move, then what you should do, you should control yourself. You should tell yourself, okay, I have seen one move, I like it, let me keep it as option 1. Okay, let me keep it as option 1. Let me give an analogy. Now it's a birthday, you go to a shop, you see one shirt, will you immediately buy it? No, because it's a big shop, there are many shirts available, so you have a lot of options, right? You know that. So what we normally do, we take a basket, right? And then if you like the shirt, put it in the basket. Now this becomes option 1. Now what do? We keep walking, we go to other sections, and then we see another shirt which we like. So that becomes option 2. Put it in the basket and keep walking. Look for a better one. Okay, you have seen a good shirt, look for a better shirt. Okay, so now you keep looking at the shop, and then you see third shirt you like, put it in the basket. Now you have 3 options, right? Now you go to the dressing trial room, try it out, and then you analyze, okay, similar shirt I already have, or this is the color of pant I'm going to buy, so maybe this doesn't suit well. So this process is called analysis. You compare things, you analyze things, and finally you choose one shirt, isn't it? Hello Mayur, welcome, isn't it? So this is how we should analyze in chess as well. So whenever you see a move, tell yourself, this is the first shirt, not the only shirt in the shop. Does it make sense? So whenever you see a move, tell yourself, option 1 you have seen. Okay, so then option 2, then option 3. So keep looking. And what is the benefit of keep looking? Immediately you should get a doubt. But sir, I generally see one move and I make a lot of mistakes analyzing that move. Now if I see 3 moves and I try to analyze the 3 moves, won't the possibility of making mistakes increase? This fear you should immediately get, isn't it? Hello Ajit, welcome. So what you have to do is, you have to tell yourself, we have to learn to see more. Okay, so ultimately, who is a good player? Can you say someone who does not know to analyze well, who sees very less, who thinks very less, who analyzes very less, just plays some move? Can we say he is a great player? No, isn't it? So, what we have to do is a good player means there are four things we have to learn to do simultaneously. So, what are the four things? So, if you want to be a better player, first thing is you have to learn to analyze correctly, to analyze well. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to learn to analyze well. Now, what does learn to analyze well means? How do we know if I am analyzing well or not? How do we know? How do we assess? Okay, you have to meet four categories. Okay, the first thing is you have to see multiple branches. Okay, if you just think in one variation, one straight line, it's not enough. Okay, so you have to learn to think in multiple branches, more branches. Okay, option A, option B, option C. Okay, so you should learn to see more than one branch. This is the first requirement. Now, the second requirement, hello Stephen, welcome. So, the second requirement is in each branch. Okay, so option A, option B, option C, we should try to go little deeper. Okay, instead of just go into the variation and come back, go into the variation, come back, go into the variation, come back, you should teach yourself to go a little bit deeper in each line. Now, how deep? As deep as necessary. Okay, so the first requirement, you have to see more branches. Second requirement, in each branch, try to go as deep as possible. The third requirement, when you go into each branch and analyze, you should not make too many mistakes. The mistakes should be minimum or no mistakes. That is the best case scenario. Okay, this is what we are expecting in the long run, not immediately. Okay, so one, see more branches. Two, go deep into each branch. Three, the analysis you make in each branch should be good quality analysis with less mistakes. And four, what you have to do all this quickly without spending too much time. Okay, so and too much time and too much effort. Understood? So the four things I will repeat again: more branches, deep in depth in each branch, correct analysis with less mistakes, less time, less effort to all this. Now the immediate question is it possible? Now currently I am seeing less and I am not going deep. I am not seeing multiple branches. I am making more mistakes. My analysis is not without mistakes and I am taking a lot of time. So I am the exact opposite of what you are asking me to do. Now, can I reach what you are expecting from me? Okay, I would say as a coach, definitely each and every one of you can reach that point. But when? Not today, not tomorrow, but eventually. How long it is going to take? It depends on how desperately you want to get there. Understand? So you need lot of patience, you need lot of practice. Okay, so that is what I am trying to teach you. So you should never be a passive learner. You cannot just listen to things and learn to do things. I'll just give an example. Now let us say you don't know swimming and you want to learn swimming, right? So what you do, you go to you buy some go to YouTube channel or you buy some DVD where the world champion in swimming, he teaches you how to swim. Okay, so and he teaches you, okay, this you have to do your hand like this, you have to kick your leg like this, you have to control your breathing like this, you keep the head position like this. He explains everything, he shows how he's doing those things, and after you sit and watch this video like 20 hours, okay, or 50 hours, at the end of 50 hours, if I push you into a swimming pool, will you be able to swim? No. Why not? You know everything about swimming. The world champion has taught you, isn't it? And he has told all the important things related to swimming. Okay, how to use your hands, how to use your leg, how to control your breathing, how to position your head, how to position your body. Everything he has taught you, all the secrets. And I push you into water, you cannot swim. Why? Because no practice. Right? I have only knowledge. Right? I have. So whatever you learn by looking, okay, looking with your eyes, reading, okay, or hearing, someone telling you, you are hearing. So hearing, seeing, okay, or reading, watching, okay, whatever you gain information from this, it is just good enough to gain knowledge. And how I see knowledge is know plus edge. Okay, when you have more information about something, when you know more about something, it gives you an edge over those who don't know those things, isn't it? So when you learn about something, it gives you more, it gives you some edge over people who don't know these things, but it does not make you better in doing those things. Okay, so now HBD Anand sir says practice makes a man perfect. Okay, but I would slightly disagree. Practice makes permanent, not perfect. Can you accept this? I say practice does not make perfect, practice only makes permanent. Okay, what is this? Now, thing is, like I solve puzzles. Now, any one of you have felt that you solve puzzles, you feel your calculation skill is not good and you want to get better, you start solving puzzles, and every day you solve puzzles like 50 puzzles, 100 puzzles you solve from some website or the other, and then after 3 months or 3 years, you feel your calculation skill has not improved that much. Have any one of you felt like this? Or I am practicing 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, still my strength is not improving. Have anyone felt like this? Yes? Anyone? My guess is most of you or many of you have felt this way. I'm seeing lot of chess, but I'm still not improving as much as I want to. Why is this happening? Right? So, if practice makes perfect, then we should have improved, isn't it? If practice is enough to improve, it should have made us perfect, right? And if you practice for 10 years, you should be like super strong. Like all of us should be like Arnold, isn't it? So just practicing for many years, does it make strong? So all old players should play better chess, right? No, it doesn't happen that way. Okay, so how you practice is also very important. Okay, not just practice makes perfect. Okay, so when you try to learn, you have to learn it the proper way. Basically, you have to learn. If you just see chess, it doesn't imply you are learning in chess. They both are completely different things. Okay, so just seeing chess is not practicing. Okay, so what does it mean by chess practice? Okay, so when you see chess, what should happen? Okay, I'll just make some move on the screen so chess.com doesn't get angry and log me out. Okay, so what does it mean that the correct way to practice chess? So it's very important. Your heart and brain both should be involved in the learning process. Okay, so I'm teaching you currently, right? Do you get the feeling I am distracted by anything? Do you get that feeling? Or you get the feeling I'm fully involved in the session? What feeling you get? Do you get the feeling I'm involved or I'm distracted, I'm thinking about something and teaching something? How do you feel? Am I involved or not? Do you get what sense you get? Maybe it's like delayed, so I'm waiting for your message. You get the feeling I'm fully involved? Okay, so only when my heart and mind, okay, they both are completely involved, I can deliver better. Okay, so when you okay, so Zoran and Moik says feel this. They feel I'm distracted, Captain. Okay, so I feel I am fully involved. Okay, that's the impression I have about myself in today's session. Okay, so it is very important that we have to be fully involved when you're trying to learn. Okay, if your heart and mind both are in the learning process, whatever chess you are seeing, you have better chances of learning well. Understand? This is very important. That's the first requirement. The second requirement is you have to constantly observe how you are thinking. Okay, how you are thinking. So what happens is, like, you are sitting next to a driver when the car is driving. Okay, when the car is driving, you are a passenger, you are sitting next to the driver. Let's say it's whole night journey on the road. Okay, and it is like night 2 o'clock, something like that. Okay, and you feel the driver is yawning. Ah, and you are a passenger sitting next to him. How would you feel? You'll feel very nervous, right? Okay, so Karan, great. I'm not going to answer the question right now. Okay, I will answer it later. So I'm not taking any questions when I'm teaching in the middle. Okay, towards the end, I'll take questions. So please don't spam Karan. Okay, so how would you feel? You will feel very antagonist, right? You will feel very scared if you see the driver is yawning, right? So what we will try to do, hey driver, wake up. Don't sleep, or let's stop for some coffee or tea, right? But you don't want that guy to be driving the car when he's not fully awake, right? Same way, okay? You should be the passenger next to the driver, and who is the driver? It is also you. The passenger is also you. So you have to keep observing how you are seeing chess. Are you seeing seriously? Are you fully concentrated? Are you putting a good effort? Okay, all this you have to observe. And whenever you feel, no, I am not concentrating well in the class, then don't get disheartened. At least you realized you are not concentrating well. So then you tell yourself, okay, come on, I should put better effort. Okay, so from now, I will improve my concentration. I will listen better now. Okay, I won't let my mind be distracted. Okay, so in the class also, what happens whenever I see some student is distracted or not paying attention, I'll simply ask him, can you just please wash your hands, wash your face and come back. So they go wash their face and come back. They will realize that I have noticed they are not paying attention. So they will wash their face and come back. Okay, so that is very important. Even in the class, whenever you feel you are tired or distracted, okay, try to do something. Just wash your face, or maybe you are thirsty, drink some water, or maybe you are hungry, have some snack, something like that. But you have to do something to come out of this poor concentration phase. Okay, so whenever you are trying to see chess at home, keep observing how you are concentrating. Are you putting a good effort? Okay, it's very important. Yeah, sometimes we that's why drivers they put music, or they listen to some comedy channel, or the passenger should keep talking to that guy driver. Fine, let's go to the game. So now this rook I'm not very happy. So many of you said get the rook to open file. So rook b1 is better. I'll just show a sample variation what could happen. Okay, so now let's say he plays e6. Now he wants 2 moves only. Earlier he needed 3 moves. Now he needs only 2 moves to take the king to safety. So I'll just play this check. Now if he moves the king, his king will be stuck, right? So he will play this. Now I take. Now how should white continue here? Change the driver at 2 o'clock in the night. Come on, Aman. And feeling sleepy at 2 o'clock is very natural. Okay, Gizmo girl. I generally try to avoid night driving. I don't have that faith in myself that I can stay awake. Because usually, like for the classes, I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I try to sleep well at night. Okay, so what to do? Okay, so now we should include these guys in the attack. Okay, now the king is already stuck in the center, so I can play here. Okay, so now if he does this, it's a blunder. Discovered check, and he will lose the queen. Okay, so he cannot play this, and he cannot also push the pawn because I'll just take and discovered check will come. So b5 is not possible, queen c6 is not possible. It means he has to move the king. Now let's say he goes here. What to do now? Now your bishop is under attack. And what I have been trying to teach you. Yeah. So when I drive in like whole day journey and all, I try to leave early in the morning, try to reach before it gets dark. And it's very tough after lunch, like you said, Gizmo girl. When the tummy is full, you feel like, coffee, black coffee. What to do? The bishop is under attack. Can we spend time defending the bishop or moving the bishop? Or is there a third alternative? Gajubai, acha hoon. My Hindi not acha hoon, but I am acha hoon. So we will see like, okay, move the bishop here, move the bishop there, or maybe I keep some traps defending the bishop like this. Some discovered check can come, right? These are the natural moves that come to our mind. So here you see only our heart is telling what to play. The heart is telling bishop is attack, do something about it, right? But the brain should also work. It should say, but rook d1 or moving the bishop loses time. Okay, can I avoid playing a defensive move? Can I play something more aggressive? Okay, and I should see this idea. So you see, consistently, I'm trying to teach the same thing. Don't play defensive moves. Don't go on the defensive. Right? You should try to play more aggressive chess. Okay. And for this, the basic requirement is you should be ready to take some risk once in a while, if not all the time. And this is a quality, it's not a chess thing. Okay. So many chess players, especially the players who are not working hard, generally their mindset will be I should not take any risk. I should not play complex positions because in complex positions I'll make some mistake and lose. So let me avoid all complex positions and play very simple and safe. Right? Many of us think like this, isn't it? Okay. So some of you got it right, rook of c1. So it's good. So Arnav says hope it's not rook c1. But you should hope it is rook c1. Okay, so it is like the first thing is, like I say, if you don't take risks in chess, then usually we will get lot of draws. Okay, so I remember one grandmaster, I don't want to name him. So he came to me, like we had stopped working for 1 year. Like when he was a young boy, I was working, and then he became a grandmaster and we stopped working. And then after 1 or 2 years, he again came and said, something going wrong in my game. I don't know why, what. Okay, I'm working very hard, and still something is going wrong. My rating is not improving. Okay, then without seeing the games, I asked that player, how many games you have attacked your opponent king in this last couple of years? Okay, and he said, sir, there should be many games. How can I often give you a number? I said, you don't have to give me a number, but just tell me some games. Like if you had played some good attacking games, you would say, yeah, against that player I played a good attacking game. In this tournament I played a good attacking game. At least 1 or 2 examples. Does it come to your mind? If you had really played a good attacking game, you will remember, right? It will be in your heart, right? So can you just give me 1 or 2 examples where you attacked? Then he thought, no, no. And in every tournament, he was trying to recollect and find one game where he had played a good attacking game in the last 2 years, and unfortunately, he was not able to get even one game. Okay, then it kind of opened his eyes immediately. Then he said, I'm not able to recollect even one game in the last 2 years where I went for attack. Then I said, okay, now let's not judge too harshly. You, after today's session, you go home, check with your database, and tell me tomorrow how many attacking games you have played. And the next day he came and he said, not even a single game in the last 2 years I have voluntarily went on an attack against my opponent. And this is a grandmaster talking. Okay. So then I asked him, what does it mean? Does it mean not in a single game you got a position where you could have gone launched an attack? Or there could be other reason. Now what could be the reason? Can we say in none of the games in 2 years he got a chance to attack his opponent? Or is there something else? If there is something else, what is that something else? What is that something else? Can anyone tell me? So he has stopped taking risk, right? He has stopped taking risk. So if you guys like this session, you can please press the like button. This is what all the streamers do, right? I don't want to make such request. I don't know why it is important to press like button, but I have seen many streamers say please press the like button. So I will also repeat it, okay? And subscribe to the channel, blah blah blah. Okay, so the thing is, he was afraid to take risk. And why someone will start taking risk? Why? So we should keep asking why. Why he is not getting good attacking positions? Because he stopped attacking. And why he stopped attacking? He is not taking risk. Why he is not taking risk? He is afraid to lose games. Isn't it? Fear of losing. Okay, he is afraid that if I take risk and attack, and what if it backfires, the attack does not work, and I lose the game. So let me play a safe game where I don't take too much risk and I don't lose games. So from this, what we can learn is there are two different things. One, trying not to lose. Okay, when you play a game not to lose, and when you play a game to win, these two are completely different things. Understood? So if you are afraid of taking risks, then it means you are afraid of losing. And when you are afraid of losing, then your best will not come out. It won't be easily coming out. Okay, it shows your stream to more people if you get more likes. Okay, so please like the videos. Maybe I'll hold a board, like the video. Okay, so let's go to the session. Okay, so it is two different things when you are playing a game not to not to lose. Okay, if you're playing a game with this feeling, I should not lose today, my rating will go down, others will think bad about me. Okay, that is not the reason why we play chess, isn't it? Did we came to chess because we are afraid of risking losing games or risking our rating? No, we came to chess because we love this beautiful game, isn't it? We love chess, right? So that should be the main motivation behind our decision making process. Okay, I love this game, I want to be good at it, I want to keep improving, I want to get better. Okay, then I have to learn by playing the correct way. Okay, it is very important you play for win, not just to play for lose. Okay, so Ritvik, good evening. So it is very important we try to play for win. Okay. Now the question is, but if I lose games, my rating will go down, my confidence will go down, isn't it? So, what is wrong in trying to avoid losing? Is it such a bad thing? Now, let me put it this way. Okay. So, you see a lion trying to, like, lion is very hungry. If it doesn't kill and eat other animals, it will die, isn't it? So, the lion is very hungry. So, it is looking for food. Suddenly, it sees a buffalo. Okay. And the lion starts chasing the buffalo to kill and eat it. Now, what the buffalo will do? It will run, right? Otherwise, it will die. So, it will run as hard as possible to save its life. Now, are both the lion and the buffalo running the same way? Both are, in a way, running for their life, isn't it? So, if the buffalo doesn't run fast enough, it could lose its life. It can become the lion's prey. What about the lion? If it does not run fast enough and doesn't kill the buffalo, it will starve to death, right? So, at the end, one has to die. Okay. So, both are, in a way, running for their life, right? But the lion's one is more of an attacker, right? And the other is trying to avoid being a prey, right? So when you are defending, you are like you are trying to avoid being a prey. So you are acknowledging that you are weaker than your opponent. And many times what happens, we are afraid of even lower rated players. Now tell me, does it happen or not? Aren't we afraid to even play against lower rated players, to take risk against lower rated players? Because we think if I lose to a lower rated player, I will lose more rating than normal. And to recover that more rating, it will become a big problem in itself, right? Already I have less rating. If I lose more rating by losing to this lower rated opponent, I'll have more problems to solve. So let me try not to lose to this lower rated player, isn't it? Don't we think like that when we play against lower rated player? So here the buffalo is not afraid of a lion, but a buffalo is afraid of probably a deer, or a rabbit. Now, is it normal to be like this? It's not good to be like this, isn't it? So I'll just make a move again. Okay. So when you start playing not to lose, what happens? We become a negative version of ourselves, a scared version of ourselves. Okay. In such a version, you cannot expect positive outcome. Okay. It will be a sad reflection of ourselves. Okay. So it is very important you believe in yourself. Now, this is the hardest part. Okay. So you have to believe in yourself. Now, you tell me, suppose my good friend, he played some a tournament game, or let's say he went to some boxing competition. He's practicing very hard to become a good boxer. Yeah, Abhinav, adios, bye bye. So this boxer is my close friend. He's practicing very hard every day, eating lot of food, fighting, and then he lost to a match, and he comes to me very sad, and he says, "Friend, I just lost in a fight. I am very upset." Okay, now I tell him, I always know you are good for nothing. Okay, you are so weak. How can you become a boxer? I wanted to tell you for many years that you should stop boxing, and you're not listening. Okay, so if I give this kind of feedback, would he think of me as a good friend? If I give this kind of feedback after he has lost, would he still consider me as his good friend? And if you are in that friend's position, that boxer position, how would you feel when I give this kind of feedback about me? Like, you'll feel disgusted, right? See, I'm already in pain, I'm suffering, and you are like pointing fingers. That's not the way to behave, right? But tell me, isn't this what you do to yourself after you lose a game? Don't you start blaming yourself, feel guilty, feel disgusted or bad about yourself after you lose a game? Now, instead, if that friend loses a game, comes to me and he says, I lost, and if I give him some support, okay, I say, come on, this is just one bad game. Okay, you are in bad form. Okay, but you are, I trust in your class, your strength. Okay, eventually, if not today, eventually you will become a great boxer. So if I give this kind of feedback, he will feel really motivated, right? So after every loss, a painful loss, every loss is painful, right? So after you lose a game, okay, this kind of support you should do. Yeah, you will give a nice punch in our face. Right? So after every game you lose, you can be the friend who will see all the negative things in you, or you can be that friend who will stand by you when you are going through a tough time. Now, what kind of a friend you want after a loss? And that kind of a friend you should be to yourself. Okay? Don't be so critical of yourself. Don't put yourself down too hard. Okay? You can lose a game, but you should not lose confidence along with it. Okay? However painful the loss is, it can hurt you badly, but it should not let it happen that you lose confidence in yourself. You still have to believe despite the loss. You should see it as a temporary setback, not something that is permanent. The loss should not define you, a single loss. Okay, you should feel more motivated. Yeah, I did something wrong in today's game. I will come back. Understood? Okay, so here again, you can play rook of c1. Now, let's say what happens if he takes the bishop. Now, I can take the pawn with check, or I can play rook c7 with check. Okay, but without taking the pawn. Now, what will be the most tempting move in our mind? Rook c7 or rook b7? What will be more tempting? Will be tempted by what? Yeah, you have to be your own best friend. This is very important. You have to trust yourself. You should never give up on yourself. If you cannot trust yourself, who else will? Why else others should trust you if you don't believe in yourself? Okay? So you must trust yourself at all times, especially when things are going not as expected. Okay? So I will teach like how to train in correct way in a different session, but I already gave an indication. What you see is not important. Opening or middle game or end game. The topic is not important. How you see chess is more important. Understand? Okay, how you see chess, how involved you are, how passionate you are to see chess, that is more important than what topic you see. You can learn from any topic, doesn't matter. So our mind will say, take the pawn. I'm already like 2 3 pawns down, piece down, take the pawn. But the problem is then my rook will always be hanging. Right? But our heart will say, Pac-Man. What is Pac-Man's job? Gobbling things. Right? So it will say, eat whatever you can. Otherwise you won't get it. Okay, but rook c7, because now the rook is not hanging. Okay, so now if he goes back, then it's simply checkmate. So he cannot do that. So he can come up. Okay, and you have to take the piece. Now the king hunt. Okay, and this king will get checkmated. If you give a tempting move like this, maybe he will just do, and then the king will escape. Okay, to safety. So you should not be emotional. Just don't care for material, go for attack, and this king will be hunted and checkmated. Understood? Okay, fine. So now in the game, what happened? He did not take the second pawn. Okay, instead he played bishop d7. Okay, so this is a good move because he is developing his piece. Yeah, Pac-Man was also one of my I was very passionate, crazy about Pac-Man when I was young. But after I became a chess player, I understood in chess I should not be a Pac-Man, gobbling material. Okay, so now he played BD7, he's developing. But the problem is, he's developing on the side where he cannot castle. Like, if he castles here, less defensive resources here. So, ideally, he should try to castle this side when his king will be safe. So, BD7, even though it is developing, it does not help his king to become safe by going to the king side. It does not help in king side castling. Okay, now the drawback of this move is rook b1. Now the pawn is under attack. Okay, now what can we do if he castles? It looks like, finally I've castled, right? But the problems just begin. How can white attack here? Pac-Man, okay. Petrosian. So can you find some interesting way to not let things slow down? Okay, so many of you say queen b3. It defends the pawn and also attacks the pawn. Probably he has to play b6, right? Queen b3. But there is something more exciting than that move. You can play bishop a6. How is this? Now he cannot play b6. You are still attacking the b7 pawn and he cannot play b6. And if he takes, tapak, mat. Nice. Okay, so you see, there are many creative ways to play chess, and this is very important. Okay, you should learn to play creatively. Okay, take risk, then only chess will be fun. So he cannot castle. So he played rook b8. But again, this is a very defensive move and it does not help him develop and castle. He is wasting more time and keeping the king in the center for longer than it is good for him. So when he played here, I did this. Now you see, what am I trying to do with this move? I am trying to exchange one pair of bishops. Now the problem with this is, generally they say, when you are attacking, you should not exchange pieces, right? When you are attacking, you should not exchange pieces, because if you exchange pieces, then you won't have pieces to attack. That is the logic. Okay, but here the point is, I am not just exchanging any piece. I am exchanging a piece which is defending the king, which is giving protection, which is giving cover to his king. So I am opening that cover and exposing his king. Okay, so this bishop exchange is in that category. Okay, so now he played queen f5. Now what's the point? When he takes, he can take back with the queen and the bishop will be replaced by a queen and it will keep giving protection. Now how I should think? Generally, one problem with lower rated players is when they are attacking, they will attack only with the pieces which are already in the game, which are already doing something. Okay, they will try to attack with the pieces which are already playing a role in the attack. But the best way to attack is to bring pieces which are not participating in the attack. Okay, so you have to bring in new pieces into the attack, new units, to say like to pour more fuel in the fire. Okay, so you have to bring pieces which are not participating in the attack into the attack. So these three pieces are not participating in the attack. So one of the pieces I bring. Now this also has a threat. The rook will be very exposed. So he played a6. Now what to do? Now he is going to take either a b5 or bishop b5. Now if I take bd7, he will play queen d7 and his king will again become safe. Yeah, Pranav, very good. So I played g4. Okay, sorry, I went away from the mic. Maybe the volume got dropped. So I hope you can hear me well now. Okay, so here I pushed g4. Oh, I'm sorry. If I push g4, he can just take. Okay, maybe not here because I have this. Yeah, so he can, because if I go, this is a check. Okay, so that's not good. So I have to choose the correct move order. I played bishop c6. Yeah, some of you said bishop c6. On the next move, I played g4. So now if he takes, I take, and you cannot take. And if you go back, so I can do like this, right? And it will be over. Now the pawn is too strong. If you capture, it's a discovered check. Okay, so it's lost. So I played bishop c6. Okay, so now he played f6 and I played g4. No, Vivek, that's what I was saying. At this point, okay, the bishop is already in the game, right? But the queen is not in the game. Okay, so why should he do that? So if I play g4 here, I cannot take, because you cannot take because this is pin. But for g4, maybe I can just take this. Okay, so just generally don't try to win material when you are attacking. Get new pieces into the attack. So I played queen a4, a6, bishop c6. Okay, now he cannot take bishop c6, so he played f6, and finally I got g4. Okay, now he is losing a piece, because if he takes queen g4, he cannot take bg4 because it's a pin. Okay, so he took this. Now if I take, I will also lose my queen, so I took here. Now I have an extra piece, healthy extra piece. His king is still weak, rook is bad, bishop is undeveloped. So the king is weak, the pieces are not good, and he lost quickly after this. Okay, so what did we learn from this game? Okay, so Ashish Dalvi is asking, how you get strange idea g4? It's against the principles. Now this is a very important question. So he's asking, how can I play a move like g4? It's like weakening my king. It is against principles, right? So now this is a very important question, and this we have to think a lot about this question. Now, what are principles? Okay, that we should understand. Now there are two different things. One is rules, the other is principles. Okay, now rules say, like, when there is a red light, you should not drive, right? Now here there cannot be any exceptions in general. If you break the rule, if you drive when there is a red light, you will have to pay a penalty, right? You will have to pay a fine. Okay, but principles are, it is like you should not lie, you should not steal, be a good human being. So these are all principles, values. Okay, so now the rules cannot be broken, but principles are simply guidelines, they are not rules. Okay, so sometimes mother is trying to feed a child. Okay, so the child says, no, I won't eat food. The mother will say, you see, there is a ghost hiding behind the tree. If you don't eat, the ghost will come and attack you, something like this. Or there is a bad person standing, he will come and attack you. Some lie, innocent lie, the mother will tell to scare the child into eating, right? Now this is an innocent lie. I'm not saying it's a right way or wrong way, I'm not going to judge, but the point is, like, sometimes people tell some innocent lies to make a point. So the principles are generally guidelines. It gives you a direction in which you should take your thought process. But rules are something you really don't have an option, you don't have a choice. You simply have to obey it or get punished. Okay, so this is the difference between rules and principles. Now, if you see Ashish Dalvi, you said it is against the principles. Means you can go against some principles when necessary. Understand? So principles should be followed probably in 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 situations, and they can be broken like 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10 situations. And as you grow into a better player, you will begin to realize, at this point I can break this principle. Understood? At some situations I can break my principles, like that. Understood? So in this game, what are the things we can learn? At the beginning, if you see, I could have played some defensive move here. I could have played some d3, or after knight f6 I could have played d3 and defended this pawn, but I played bishop e2. For one move I did not defend. And when he played 96 threatening 94, here also I could have played d3 and defense, right? But again, I am not defending, I am taking risk. Okay, so from the opening, you should fight for advantage. And you can fight for advantage only by taking some risk. If you try to keep everything safe, we will simply lose everything we value. Okay, and what will happen is you will start developing fear of losing. So those of you who say, I will not take risk because I am afraid I will lose, you are only teaching fear to yourself. And that's a bad thing in the long run, isn't it? Okay, so if you are afraid to take risk, what you tell yourself is, yeah, I understand there is some value, logic, why I should not take risk, but there is also some value, some logic in taking risk, right? I know this side of the story, I should learn the other side of the story too. Okay, so now I have come to the end of the session. That is the part where I'm explaining about the position. Now I can take questions. So thank you very much everyone for attending the session and also being patient and not spamming with lot of questions. So now I think I can take questions from you. So Minato is asking how we improve our imagination to get better at chess. Now, how should you see chess? Maybe in the next session, I will show with an example how we should see chess. Okay. So what we can do is like one of you can send me a game. Once we begin the session, you can send a game in a chat. In the chat message, I'll just copy into a database and I will see that game. Okay, so I can teach you practically how to see chess. That will be better than explaining in words. Okay, but it is very important that you don't just see the moves. Okay, you have to try to find the moves. Okay, only when you try to find the moves, you will improve faster. Yeah, Pranav, bye bye, adios. So to develop such intuition, we have to train harder. We are doing that. Problem is we don't know how to train, how to plan our week properly. So what I would suggest is like, please post these questions in the comment section. Okay, so you can post it in the comment, then I will write down all these comments, okay, whatever is bothering you, and I will try to analyze in the coming sessions. Okay, Arnav, thank you very much. Bye bye. So how to follow principles? How many principles should I know to become a great player? There are many principles you should know, but the fundamental principles are not many. Okay, don't be defensive, believe in yourself, don't be lazy, be ready to think and take decisions. Okay, don't take decisions intuitively all the time. Whatever comes to your mind, don't believe them. Okay, try to go a little deeper into the position, for which you should be ready to think more time, spend more energy, concentrate a little bit more. All this should happen. Okay, so how does opening preparation happen and look like at GM level? Okay, so I can show this also. So HBD Anand says, I got scolding from my chemistry sir and came here. He motivated me. Thank you for that. How many tactics per day is ideal to improve calculation rapidly? See, more than the quantity, start believing in quality. Okay, it's not necessary that you have to solve 100 positions to improve calculation. Because if you solve 100 positions incorrectly, you will just teach yourself how to make mistakes 100 times every day. And that is very harmful to us. Okay, so it is very important when you solve puzzles, you get the solution correctly. This is the key. Okay, if you solve incorrectly, you are teaching yourself how to make mistakes. If you solve correctly, you are teaching yourself how to analyze without making mistakes. So what you want to learn, try to get it with the result. So start with easy puzzles, solve them correctly without mistakes, don't miss anything. And for that, if you have to spend a little more time checking your solution, please do that. Don't just see some answer and think, I have seen everything, my answer is correct, and don't see the solution immediately. Okay, so once you come up with an answer, check it. See if I have missed anything, if I have made any mistake in my analysis. Be self-critical. You are not distrusting yourself, you are just being careful. Okay, and when you check your answers and you are convinced you have not made any mistake, only then you should see the answer. And if the answer is correct, go to the next position. If the answer is wrong, go back and say, oh, I should have tried harder. Okay, I did not put a good effort, so I got my answer wrong. So next puzzle, I will try even harder. So this is how you should solve puzzles. So the more puzzles you solve correctly, the more quicker you will improve. And if the position is very easy for you to solve, then solve them quickly and go to slightly tougher positions and solve them correctly. And once you solve like 10-20 positions in that level, then slightly increase the difficulty and solve them correctly. So if you solve puzzles correctly, you will improve fast. If you solve positions half correctly or mostly incorrectly, then we are teaching ourselves how to make mistakes. And this is a very bad thing, and this is what most chess players do. So please don't make this mistake. So more than the quantity, the quality is important. Okay, fine. So is where did black could have improved? Okay, playing knight c6 I think is not the best move. Probably it's better to go knight bd7. Okay, so I'm facing issues in finding plans in the middle game after developing all pieces. How can I improve? So what I would suggest is, when you see game, that's what I said, I will teach you how to see chess. So this is where the key is. How you see chess at home when nobody is there to help you, that will define how you will play. Okay, so I will teach in one of the sessions how to see chess on your own without anyone's help. Okay, so I will see chess and I will talk loudly about my thought process. Okay, try to apply in your case as well. Now HBD Anand, my surroundings are demotivating me. This breaks my self-confidence. How can I overcome? See, there is a story, and probably it's a real life story. Like Buddha, when he was walking in the street, suddenly a guy came, some stranger, and he started scolding Buddha left and right. And they said, "You are a fraud, you are a cheat, you are a bad guy, blah, 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 blah." Okay, now Buddha just kept quiet, and that guy shouted at Buddha for 5 minutes, and seeing no reaction, he went away. And Buddha just continued his life. And then his devotees, Sishyas, they came, they got very angry. Let me go and beat that guy. Okay, but said, and he was telling so many rubbish things at you, and you did not try to defend yourself. You are just listening to him. And are you not admitting to whatever he said by keeping quiet? And Buddha said, okay, he can only try to make me angry, make me upset, but it is my choice whether I get upset or not. Okay, I am not upset by what he says because I know what he says is not true. So why should I convince him? I know it is not true. It's good enough for me. So sometimes you have to be like this. Okay, you don't have to react to what surroundings or others are throwing at you. Okay, you can just absorb information and leave it. So if people around you are negative, not demotivating you, you don't have to get demotivated. They can only try. If you allow them to demotivate you, then it is your problem, not theirs. Okay, so for example, if I say boo, you can say like this, right? But if I do boo, you can just smile at me also. Then I will look like a fool, right? So I can only try to scare you, but whether you get scared or not, it's completely in your hands. So others can try to demotivate you, but if you get demotivated, that is your problem. Okay, fine. So tactics book I will suggest later. Okay, so I will suggest books and all in a different session. So I think it's we have had a lengthy session. Okay, so let's take a break for today and we will continue in the next session. So I will post in Discord and also in the community like about the next session. Most likely we'll have another session tomorrow, most likely in the first half of the day. Okay, I'll make the schedule and I'll post it. Okay, so thank you everyone for attending the session. I hope you had some positive things to take back. Okay, so whichever things you liked more, maybe you can type in the comment section or you can just write it in your book or type it in a Word document. So these things, whenever you are going through difficult times, you can read and get inspired. Okay, so work hard, don't be lazy, and always trust yourself, believe in yourself. You have to support yourself no matter what. Okay, fine. Good night, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.